Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog, and we are once again at Old Burg. As you see, we haven't made our trip to Quarry yet. Someone that came by my stream recently had mentioned that I should try out 3133 here at Old Burg for Bream. It's a little early in the day still, but I thought we'd go down here and get set up, maybe try putting something else in the water, see if we can get some early fish, and then go right into Bream time and see how this spot treats us. We can also, so it's going to be right about here. Yeah, we're kind of aiming, I think, down into this hole here. Alright, so let's see what we've got. Let's just get some stuff out. We're not going to start with garlic dough. We will keep Bream ground bait on there because it's just sort of a generic ground bait that we're using for Bream for right now. Let's try maggots on one. I think we were going to be aiming for around 20, 21 clip. This should be good. And we'll transition this to Bream probably by like 18, 1900 so we can really see the spot transform as it gets to be nighttime. Alright, so maggots on one. What else do we want to try pre-Bream time? Maybe casters, maybe just worms. I tend to think, I have in my head a lot of times that sort of the meat baits sometimes work better during the day. And then some of the other baits, crafted baits, tend to work better. Although we will try pearl barley on this one here during the day. You just never know when there might be white bream or blue bream or something here. Actually, I'm not sure that blue bream are here at Old Burg. White bream or, well, here, let's check the list. Alright, this is a good spot. We're getting right in that hole there, which is nice. Alright, let's check the list here and see what all is at Old Burg. So we have regular bream and white bream. That's it. And it does look pearl barley right now. Well, I shouldn't say right now. That's not right now at all. Most recently, Redworm 10 call it white bream, which is something we could try. Maybe when we get our first crucian or roach or something, we can put that on there. Okay, let's do a couple things here. Let's craft some more garlic dough. Because these days it doesn't seem like you can ever really have enough garlic dough. And I'll be trying something different for ground bait. I'm going to be using a creamy milk attractant. I just thought we'd try it. It seems like just about anything can work okay with Bream until you unlock the real Bream ground bait. So I like to sort of experiment with different ones as we go. So we're at 39.2. We're getting there on crafting baits. Again, we just need to keep spending silver on bait harvesting. All right, so this was on the maggots. Let's see what this is. I think I might have some of those redworm boilies actually. Is that a white though? No, it's a regular bream. Okay, that's a good sign that we're already catching bream here. Shows that this spot's probably going to be active at night, even if during the day we're catching small ones. Now this is on casters. This is the one I'd be most likely, I think, to change. That's also a, is that a tench? We pulled a little tench out of here. That's weird. Alright, let's try, oh, we don't have any. Huh, okay, well let's just keep it on casters for now, until it's time to switch over to garlic. I still think garlic dough is probably the preferred bait here at Old Burg on the Bream. Although I'm very excited about Volkov these days. It's been seemingly getting better and better. I caught my first trophy Bream, I don't know, I think it's been months. And, you know, in the past, caught those regularly with our old faithful spots at Volkov. So it was nice to have our first trophy in a while. And look forward to getting some more fishing in at Volkov soon. So we also want to make some ground bait. So let's let these soak for a minute after I pull this one in. That looks like a roach, which is more what we would expect to catch here off of casters. It's a decent roach though. So doing something like this, you know, seeing if you can find the right spot or the right bait, maybe catch a couple of white bream. But even getting a few roach or whatever, I mean, it just helps with your silver intake. You might get a good cafe order or something. Yeah, it looks like we're just getting bream right now at this spot, not whites. Theoretically, all these little like baby bream, the big boys and girls will show up once it gets to be nighttime. All right, so let's do a ground bait mix here. We'll just call this our bream variant. It's not going to be exactly like our bream variants we've used, but we are going to do pearl barley, fly maggots, and millet porridge. The good news is that the base and the additives, I mean, that is bream ground bait. Proven to work, works great. But this time we're going to try adding cream to it. I've never fished for bream with a cream attractant, but I don't anticipate that it will, you know, not work or anything. And what we'll do is we'll just put this on the first rod. So we're testing this against the standard stuff that we know works okay. But without the actual bream ground bait, it seems like you do suffer a little on the top end, maybe, if not catching quite as many of the big boys and girls. So it's worth continuing to experiment to see if we can't find something that's available to low level that might allow us to break through a little bit. And then again, sometimes it's just the spot doesn't have the big ones. Okay, and we're exactly at 21% ground bait, so we need to keep going with the ground bait as well, but I don't consider that as much of a priority as the bait crafting. And part of that is because of burbot. If we can find some good burbot spots at Corey, that will be such a huge intake to our silver and experience to a degree. But as always, burbot have always been just excellent for silver. And since that's just basic bottom fishing, really doesn't involve ground bait, a lot of the bottom fishing at Corey, unless you are going for bream or some of the carp and stuff, a lot of the fishing there is more about basic bottom fishing compared to what we're doing here at the lower level lakes and even what we'll eventually be doing at Volkov. So far, we're just seeing a lot of bream, small bream coming out of this place, which again is a good sign. It's 1600. I think it's soon enough now. We'll go ahead and start switching stuff to garlic dough as we catch fish. In this first rod, we're going to put garlic dough, and we're also going to change to that other ground bait. We're going to try out this new one, see how the cream does. This is a roach. Nice fat roach. Okay. So we're going to stay with our size 8 garlic dough, and we're going to go to, yeah, so there it is. Where's the other one? All right, so this is our 10 out of 10. We'll go ahead and use the 10 out of 10 one. Garlic dough, 10 out of 10. Let's make sure we get this in the spot here. This looks perfect. All right. I'm going to really let it sink down. Let's get a really nice first cast here. All right, now we'll close it and tighten it up. Okay. And then we'll switch casters over to garlic dough as well. As, yeah, the bream continue to want to come out. And hopefully they will start to increase in size, although that one, thankfully, was a marker. Our first marker in this spot. And this is sunflower oil is the attractant on this one. So we're loading up with that garlic dough. I think if we give it a minute, pearl barley will also bring something in, and then we can switch it over to garlic dough as well. So let's look at the weeklies. Let's see if other people have started to catch the bream at Volkov now. Not so much. We're seeing Old Burg is coming back to the table. So that's kind of interesting. Let's check USA real quick. Get a little more narrow view. Someone caught a big one on pearl barley. And that was 2 days ago. Yesterday, yep, there I am. Look at him, dog. Sitting at 4th with that cottage cheese trophy. That was so pretty. Such a pretty fish. Those trophy bream. So pearl barley, huh? But that was 2 days ago. I don't know. I guess we could leave pearl barley on for a little while. But I think the garlic dough bite rate is just going to be stronger. This is minuscule, whatever it is. Oh, it is a white. Huh, I wonder if that has to do with the cream attractant. I guess we'll see what we pull in here on the second one. We've definitely got a fish on there. You can tell by the angle of the line we're definitely in the hole here. So this is a regular bream, not a white. And if it's a marker, it's barely a marker. I'd say it's probably just under, actually. That would be interesting if the cream attractant ended up getting us more. A little worried about this pearl barley. It has been soaking a while with no action. And the other thing we could do is we could aim a little more right with at least one. Maybe once we switch to garlic dough on the third one, we try aiming a little more right, kind of aim for the middle of the hole instead of this left side of it, just to get some variance there. As much as I'd love to test a little bit of pearl barley as well, I think we're better off just getting a good garlic dough test, because we know that's still solid. Is that a minnow? We caught us a minnow. Oh, goodness. You know what? Alright. We're going to catch this fish, and then we're going to let things soak and run to town and get some bread. I'm not going to sit here and starve this whole video. I know some people just let their fishermen starve, and I don't think there's a whole lot of penalty to that right now, but I just can't do it. I can't sit here and watch the hunger bar go down to nothing. Should have gotten some before we came out. But this will give the lines a chance to soak a little bit, and then we'll make a decision. If that pearl barley line doesn't have a fish on by the time we get back, we're going to reset it and go ahead and put garlic dough on and aim a little more right. So we want to get a bunch of bread here. I kind of want to go ahead and get, like, if I can afford it. Oh, shoot. Okay. So we're out of garlic, and I'm not going to buy a 10-pack of garlic. I mean, we can't afford it, so. Excuse me. Okay, let's see what we've got going on down here. I think it's further down this way, right? But not too much farther. Hello? What was it? 31, 33? There it is. Okay. Pearl barley is seemingly pretty slow. So let's go garlic dough. Let's make sure we've got it clipped correctly, and let's aim the other direction. Alright, garlic dough, clips at 21, and let's go, yeah, like right there. Kind of aiming at that log that's coming out of the water over there. Not sure we quite hit the clip there. This is our lesser rig, if you will, so it's not, it doesn't cast quite as far. Boy, that is a minnow. Holy cow. So it's 1922, and still no sign of the larger bream. Let's make sure we didn't have any garlic left. We do not. Okay. And the other thing we need to do is when we do go to quarry is obviously get more cheese and make cheese. Let's see. We're at 21%. We got to get to 30%. A lot of ground bait to make, but in terms of harvesting baits, cottage cheese comes at 40% along with pea porridge. So we'll just make tons of both of those because you need both of those baits, to be honest. We can make a little more cheese to get to 40 or a little bit past 40, but then we'll focus on those two. And then egg dough all the way to 50, I guess. And egg dough is not something that I necessarily think you need as much of, so that's unfortunate. So if you've missed previous videos, we have the fairly new Fantasia 370, and then the old, trustworthy, one of my favorite feeder rods, the Asteria FD110 and the FD130. And we have the Adriatica 5000 on these two, and we still have a Lacerti on our third rod. Well, anytime now, certainly by 2100, we would expect the bream to start getting larger. Remember, this is the line that has the ground bait with a cream base to it. So far, no difference, I would say. Everything is just catching small bream still. We'll see if that ends up looking like it's in the hole in terms of the angle of the line. Yep, I believe so. Try to remember to give that a little harder cast next time, since it doesn't have as strong a reel on the rod. I wish I could remember the name of the person that mentioned this. There's a couple of people it could have been that I remember talking to me recently in stream, but I'm not for sure, so I don't want to say. But if you end up seeing this video and you're the one that mentioned it, please feel free to take credit. I had not heard about this spot. We have, of course, fished on the other side of this bank, across the way here into this same hole. But sometimes it does matter which sort of side you cast from, it seems. So, okay, we're 5 in-game minutes from the time that I would say in most places you'll start having some bigger bream mixed in, if it's a good spot. Well, pretty quick bite right there, and they're starting to bend a little more, so maybe that's a good sign. Yeah, this is definitely a little larger. Should be a marker, even though it is our smaller rig, it should still be a marker, I think. And this is the one we have a little cast a little farther west towards that that log sticking up out of the water over there. I didn't really cast it any farther though, did I? I don't think this is going to be very big at all. It should straighten itself out there. Yeah. Let's see if we can drop the light on the rock. I feel like sometimes rocks will hold the light. Oh, we don't have a light on this account. What am I thinking? We can't afford fancy stuff like camping lights on this account. Not yet, at least. Well, so far, throwing farther west to the log is winning. If this keeps up, I'm going to move all of them that direction. This is the first bream of the night or the day that is actually looks like a bream. It's actually got the bream markings on it, and it's a pretty fish. 1.7. Now, let's see. Just for in case you're interested, the ground bait we just put on there is the one with sunflower oil. And this is the cream-based one. Cream attractant one, not base. Cream attractant. Very small. That actually might be a white. No? Alright. There's a nice bend. Let's jack up that friction brake and see what we got here. Yeah, so they're reasonable size bream are starting to get mixed in now that it's a little later. I don't know what it will be like at this spot, but what I've noticed on Volkov lately is the bream are biting sort of late evening, but then past midnight there's sort of been a dead spot, and then they pick up again around 4 a.m. Back in the day, the really healthy bream spots overnight wouldn't stop them. They would just keep going through the early morning hours at a reasonable rate. So this is the cream-based, and we caught a decent one on this. So far, again, the cream-based, cream attractant ground bait does not seem to be any different than the other generic ones we've been using. Small sample size, I know, but that's what it's looking like, and you can see as of a minute ago or so, we're starting to get some nice ones mixed in. And if it's a reasonable spot, at least 7 or 8 by the time the prime bream time is over, I would say. That's what we're looking for. Alright, let's really give this one a heave-ho this time. Let's see. Yeah, it definitely reached the end there, but just barely. Yeah. All right. Whip-poor-will, whip-poor-will. Middle rod's got a nice bite starting to develop there, it looks like. And this has got a fish on it. That's a white bream. I like it. Yeah. I think that's barely a marker. Yeah. We're using size 8 hooks. I have been experimenting lately with 10 hooks some, and they seem to be doing well also. I don't think you can go wrong between 8 and 10, and then some people have been using all the way up to large 1 for bream I've seen lately, and seem to be also having pretty good results. I am just about at the point of aiming all 3 of them a little farther to the right. Seems like slightly better over here on the 3rd rod. And this is a very nice bream. First one over 2, if I'm not mistaken. So just for funsies, let's do that. Let's aim this one a little farther this way as well. That went way over there, but that's okay. We'll give it a try. I guess we'll keep the middle rod kind of facing. That doesn't look like a bream. It is though. Keep the middle rod facing a little more straight. A little more south of the other ones. So it's a little after midnight now. Unfortunately, we may see it slow down a bit for a few hours here, 3 or 4 hours. Hopefully not, but it would not shock me. And at this point, we are looking at 4 over a kilo and 7 markers. So already pretty good, I would say. And if you fish here during the day, based on what we caught that tench on those casters, I would say it would be worth trying your tench bait right here in this stuff here. I mean, that might be a nice... Okay, this is... this is a good bream, by the way. Unless this is a common carp, we've got a nice little bream here. We should be able to tell momentarily. It is swimming against us, so I'm trying to not lose it on our cheaper hooks. I've got to remember. That does look like a bream, though. Yeah, that's a good little bream. I don't love pulling a 2.8 bream over that rock there, but we got it done. All right, so which one is stretched more? I'd say the 3rd one is in danger of pulling a little tighter, so we'll get this one first. It's not a huge one, but it's decent. Not decent. And the second rod is getting pulled all over the place. Oh, wow. Well, I chose poorly on which rod had the bigger fish on it, didn't I? .06. So at this point, we've caught really nice ones, both kind of straight ahead and to the right. I think that has a fish on it, yeah. I think to the right is a faster bite rate, though. Well, if this keeps this up, this is going to be the best spot I've fished at Old Burg in quite a while. We're going to get well over 7 or 8 decent ones if this bite rate keeps it up. All right. That's 2.3, and you can see I'm sort of aiming more and more to the right here. More and more I'm sort of drifting to the right on my first and third rod, so for what it's worth. And I'd say the creamy ground bait has done fine. It seems like it's done just like the other one. So nothing to be like at this point to say, oh, do the cream one, but also don't feel like you have to stay away from it because it seems like it's performing just as well as kind of all of the somewhat generic ground bait we've used for bream. Pearl barley as your base, crackers as your base, both seem to work fine at this level. Sunflower oil as your attractant, cream as your attractant. We've done vanilla and caramel as attractant. The one thing that's, ooh, that's a nice white there. The one thing that's in common, I would say, is we're mostly using fly maggots and millet porridge as the additives, which that's consistent with what you find in the real deal bream ground bait. I have added a third additive at times, and I don't remember what. It might have been one of the worm ones, or I can't remember. I'll look in our inventory and see if that jogs my memory, because I may have some extra of it. There we go. Yeah, let's look real quick and see. Ground crackers. Oh yeah, bloodworm we've tried. I think these are the 3 we've probably used. Although bloodworm I might have been using more in the tinch mix. I just don't remember at this point. I kind of only buy what I'm going to use. Let's see. The variant. I may just not have any more. This one has a semolina base to it, which that worked as well. Let's see, the carp substitute we were using had feed, corn, chicken egg, and vanilla. Chub had bloodworm on it. Maybe that's what I'm remembering, the one we went for chub on. Tinch was corn, cheese, sunflower oil, and feed. Either way, this has been performing really well. And it's going to make us some pretty decent silver and XP to have fished here for a session. Alright, let's see what we've got on here. Really, the only thing that would make this better is occasionally seeing one up, up over 3 kilos. That's the only thing we haven't seen yet. But the spot seems so healthy, I feel like eventually you will. Whether we do this next morning or not, I don't know, but I think if you fish this spot, you'll be able to find them over 3 kilos. And once you see them over 3, it's just a matter of time you'll get a trophy. Because right now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over a kilo with 13 markers. That's incredible. It's 2:53 in the morning. We're bound to get 3 or 4 more, I would say. if nothing else, between like 4 and 7 a.m. The other nice thing is, and I'll take a look at it in a second, but we've had a couple of marker white bream in, and you can't discount those. Those are reasonably good silver and XP. It might be worth throwing in one rod with those redworm boilies here as well. Try to get a trophy. Let's see, we've got 2 more pieces of this. Let's use that up. Try to get a trophy white bream. Only hope that this is a white bream. Well, whatever it was, it jumped off. It was small, whatever it was. The hook was too big for it. And I was reeling very aggressively. Alright, let's see what's going on this third reel. If it doesn't have a fish, I think we reset it, put some different ground bait on there. It's been sitting there a long time. That's the other thing, the Volkov spot where I caught that trophy bream. I've never seen anything quite like it. I had to, let's use this. We've just got 5 pieces left, and this is the semolina based bream mix. I had to reset my rods occasionally. I mean, they would just like suddenly go dry and not get any bites. But then if I reset it, the bites would be immediate. So it was very strange. Very strange, but I got a trophy, and it wasn't a bad spot, so I can't complain. It just had some weird quirks to it. I did put a video out on that spot. I have sort of refined the way I'm using that spot, but the interesting thing on Volkov right now is that cottage cheese and night crawlers seem to be working best for the larger bream. Night crawlers helped that middle of the night time zone not go as dry. And then caught the trophy on cottage cheese first thing in the morning, maybe like around 4:30 a.m., something like that. All right, we're approaching 4 now, so this is going to be interesting. When the sun starts to come up, you start to see the smaller ones mix in, but I feel like this is also when you have a chance of seeing the really big ones too. So let's hope that does happen. Love to see one at a 3+ kilo one come out here. I don't think we've caught a fish on that third rod still. Maybe we need to bring it back to the left a little, I don't know. But it is due. Whoa. That first one, I felt like the first one was swimming side to side a little bit more, so I decided to grab this one again. I don't know. Hope I didn't mess up on getting a big one on that first one, though. At least that was a marker. Oh, we need ground bait. Alright, so we'll do... Man, we're getting low, aren't we? Okay, I guess let's finish this stack off. We're going to end up having the cream stuff on all 3 in a second. We have caught a lot of fish in a short amount of time. Yep, I knew this was a big one. When I saw it after I had picked up the other one, I could tell this one had something good on there. Alright, let's slow down. We don't need to risk it getting off until it's a little closer. Alright, we've got it bellied now, so let's bring it in. No, it's back front side. That's a nice one though. I don't think it's over 3. 2.8. It's pretty good. That's a marker. This time of morning, you just want to get those back in there as quickly as you can, because you're going to have to suffer through some of the small ones, but you want to have as many chances as possible as hooking into a big one. There goes the first line again. at 51 fish. It's so amazing. I mean, you can just see like where it starts. About 19 minutes ago, we start to see the nice ones come in. Another little streak there, some small ones. And then we really hit jackpot in this time zone. Got about an hour and 45 minutes of in-game time. Hoping to see a big one here. Either way, it's been a great spot. This looks like something small. Maybe it's not too small. Okay, we got fish on all three. Trying to keep this middle rod still straight ahead. It's done great though. I mean, say straight ahead's been just as good as to the right. We've had 2 rods to the right towards that tree in the water and 1 straight ahead. Sorry, not the tree, the log. Not sure if there's a fish on or if it just never drifted out as much as normal. Everything still seems to be going at the same angle though. We're still, I would say, in that, what is that? Maybe a 2.5 meter hole, something like that. There isn't really a 3 to compare it to. It's darker than the 2. I'd say it looks like 2.5. Another nice one. Yeah, we've gotten, for the level that we are, and to be bream fishing at Old Burg, we've gotten a lot of experience out of this spot. Plus we're on a free-to-play account. I'm just not sure if the semolina base, this third rod, since we put semolina on there, the semolina based ground bait, I don't know. It seems like it's slowed down a little bit. May just be a coincidence, but if I still don't have a fish on there by the time we get in this one on the second rod, I think I'm going to change it out. Wow. This is over 2, I think. Yeah, I'd say so. Let's be careful here. Wow, finally hit over 3 on our cream attracted ground bait. Alright, well, we've got a second here. Let's... Whew, they're coming fast and heavy on the other ones, but not these. Alright. Let's switch this out. Look how hard that's pulling. It's making me nervous. This might be the winner of the day. Good old Bream. They don't want to fight you all day. They just, you know, letting you know they're there, but eventually they just want to come on home. That's over 3, isn't it? Can it beat 3.2? Yes. Barely. 3.3. Alright, so we've got a fish on number 3 and number 1, I believe. Well, it's sad because Bream time is just about going to be over. Gone are the days of getting really nice Bream all the way till 10 a.m. That just doesn't happen very much anymore. That was a 91 gram Bream, just to emphasize that point. Let's see if there's a fish on here. Nah. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18, 19 over a kilo. Wow. That is something else. That is amazing. 19 over a kilo, so that means something like 22 markers, something like that. And they have definitely returned back to normal. Alright, so just for fun, let's try something here. What were we catching? Well, let's try cheese first of all. Corn. And we're going to finish this video up here shortly. I just wanted to try this really quick to see if it seemed like there was potential for tench here. that an eyed? No, that's a gibble. Now, if there's not tench here, we put ourselves at risk for a nasty carp that I might just Alt F4 out of, because I'm not wanting to start some kind of carp fight for the next 30 minutes. But I did just want to test this spot out really quick. Cheese might be the, let's see what the weekly tint you're preferring. I'm assuming it's cheese again, but it has changed back and forth some. Yeah, cheese and night crawlers. Wow. These massive gibbles are enjoying this corn. But so far, nothing on the cheese. We've got cheese going in both directions now. We're at almost 70 fish. Now, early on, a lot of non-markers. So you want to try to avoid this. A little bit of a waste of time, but I wanted to sort of see the spot coming into its own and also see how many white bream. That's the other thing we were going to check. Yeah, we had 2 marker white bream, just one that's sort of in that 300 gram plus range. Okay, so far the tench are not at least super active right now in this spot. We caught the first tench we caught on what? Maggots, I think? No, casters. It was actually out in that hole, but that felt like just a random tench, not necessarily something you could target out of the hole. And there certainly are other tench spots, but I just was curious what else might be happening in this location. But yeah, it's getting too, I mean, it's been too long. If there was going to be a tench here in the morning, we would have seen it, I think. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There was more around those lily pads, too. Okay, I spoke too soon. Maximum total weight of fish caught in one day. That was too far. Let's back that up just a little bit. I hope there's still ground bait on this first one. Yeah, I think that's the last piece though. So maybe it's worth tench fishing here. If you're like me and you like to find fish around the same spot so you don't actually have to move across the lake during the day when you're waiting for the next bream spot. If this is another tench, I'm going to say, oh, it's not, it's a roach, okay. Let me give it another minute here. That went way too far for what I was trying to do. I'm gonna need for you to calm down, whatever you are. Oh, shoot. I know what you are, and I don't like it. Let us just see you so that I can know for sure. Come on. Pop your head up or pop off. Come on. No, don't do that. Pop up. Pop up, please. I just want to get a color on you. That is, in fact, another tinge, so maybe so. We finally got a mercy fish over here. Chub maybe on cheese. Yeah. But I'd say to the right side is where the tench are biting more. And then you've got this, which is not really running so far, at least like a grass. I'd say it's more likely a common. Which, that's okay. I mean, we're more likely to finally wear out a common than we are a grass carp. I just don't know how long I want to stick with this. I'll give it a couple more minutes. No tea, no coffee, no soda even. Thankfully, so far it is just straight ahead of us. It hasn't gone like drastically to the side or anything. Oh, it almost popped up. It wanted to. It's tired. It's tired of this process, just like I am. With this cheap, I mean, not like super nice hook and everything, I'm surprised this fish hadn't popped out with as aggressive as I'm being. Try to stay right in front of it if I can. I don't suppose we could chase it into the pond, could we? Now it's running a little more. Can't tell you how much I wish this was on one of our stronger reels. Is it swimming right back towards us? It kind of is. Nah, it's going away. I think I'd rather it go that way than the other, though. Guess get some carp training in. Bless those souls that have made it their mission to go around and catch every fish on a Lacerti reel. Takes a special person to want to do this all day. Don't come back this way. I was just trying to stay with you. Don't come back this way. Thank you. Whoa. Wow. He really did get a little tired. Well, that looks a little grassy from here, doesn't it? Guess I was wrong. So glad it wasn't any bigger. Oh, he almost turned back around. He almost turned right back around and said, "Forget you." God, it's a small little thing. 3.6. It's actually unbelievable. And that was on corn. But cheese, I mean, yes, you could still get into one, but cheese, if there are tench there, you're more likely to get the tench first. So that was interesting. Interesting end to our session here. Let's see how we did. I think that Bream order will still be up, and those Bream Cafe orders help so much to give you a burst of silver on top of what you're going to make already on all the Bream. We need 3 pieces. Let's sort by weight. Go with the bottom 3 and get a nice 36 silver for 3 Bream. We needed 4. We needed 1 more white Bream. That is unbelievable. How much was that for? 18 silver? 1 grass carp? I can't believe we just got 34 silver for that grass carp. That's disgusting. Yeah. Well, that turns this into a really nice session because that's 70 silver right there, plus another 145. That is amazing. Yeah, that is a great spot, at least right now. That puts us up to 226 silver. We can make a lot of bait and make some ground bait with that. Hey, listen, as always, thanks for watching. 31, 33 are your coordinates. I would say it's worth your time if you're wanting to fish at Old Burg. Have a good one. Look forward to seeing you next time.